Ruthless prioritization. It's not about doing everything on time, it's about doing the vital few things exceptionally well. If you work in a corporate environment, there's one thing that you know for sure and two things you know for certain. The work can pile up quickly, and there comes a point where it feels like it is just unbearable. Your to-do list, your direct messages, your emails are in the hundreds, and you don't know how you're going to get everything done on time. And so when your manager comes to you and says, "Hey, how's it going?" and you know it's coming, you know they're going to ask you to take something else on to complete by the end of the day or the end of the week, and you know that it's just not going to be feasible, you have to have the tool set in order to tell your manager no without fearing for the security of your job going forward. And so in this video, we're going to talk about how you tell your manager no and do it with finesse. First things first, you want to make sure that you have a good reason for saying no. You don't want to just say no to your manager for no good reason. You have to remember that you and your manager are literally on the same team, and to some degree, your manager's success can translate to your own success. What do I mean by this? If the business recognizes your manager's team as a high-performing team, your team business function may be less likely to be laid off. It's less likely to get scrutiny when it comes to firing decisions that may need to be made. But also, if your manager is rising through the ranks because of their high-performing team, they will likely pull you along with them if you built a good relationship. And so at the foundation of saying no is you want to make sure that you are protecting your workload to do the things that are most valuable to your manager and most valuable to the team. So have a good reason. Some good reasons may be there are other more value add items that you have on your plate that would need to be deprioritized if you take on a new task. Some of the reasons you may not want to say no to your manager are if you just don't feel like it, or if it's a task that you just aren't motivated to do, right? Have a good reason, because you're gonna have to surface that to them later. All right, so you have this task that your manager has asked you to complete, and you have what you think is a good reason for why you should not prioritize the task. But instead of going to your manager and just telling them no, what you want to do instead is start the conversation off around priorities. So you can simply ask your manager, "Hey, can we have a quick chat about some of the work that's on my plate? I just want to make sure that I'm prioritizing the right things." And in that conversation, what you want to do is bring your to-do list. You want to bring a prioritized list of all the things on your plate. Because when you work in a fast-paced business environment, what you'll often find is that your manager is not privy to all of the work that you have to do, because they're not in all of the conversations that you have with external stakeholders. And you may also find that your manager may not even remember some of the things that they asked you to do even 2 days ago, because we have so many to-do lists, so many meetings, so many chats, things just unravel quickly. And so this conversation is going to be crucial. Again, come with that prioritized task list and walk them through. Hey, here's everything that I have to do. Here's how I think about prioritizing each of these items. And based on that thought process, this is my prioritized task list. And this is where that new task you asked me for falls in that list. This is going to open up space for a healthy negotiation with your manager so that the two of you can align on priorities and potentially knock some things off the list. Once you have surfaced your methodology or thought process behind how you prioritize tasks on your to-do list, and once you have surfaced your prioritized to-do list in the first place, you then want to make a clear and prescriptive proposal. And that proposal is likely going to center around one of three outcomes. The first one being that you deprioritize the new task or do not take the new task on. The second being that you deprioritize the task in order to do other tasks first, and so you extend the time for completing that new task. Or the third being that you delegate that task to someone else. Now, the key thing here is how you phrase the proposal. What you do not want to do is go to your hiring manager and be abrupt and saying something like, nope, not going to do this for this reason, or nope, let's give this task to that person for that reason. This is where those soft skills are going to be important in managing the relationship. So instead, what a proposal might sound like is, hey, last week you gave me these tasks to do, and I prioritized them because I think this is really going to help us add value to our key stakeholders. I'm thinking that this new task may be good to complete after finishing these, which I could probably get done by end of next week. What do you think? Or it may sound like, hey, right now I'm focused on these tasks because I think this is going to help us deliver value to our key stakeholders, and I don't think I'll have the bandwidth to take on this new task. Do you think that I should maybe deprioritize or scratch these items off the list so that way I can prioritize this new task? Or do you think that maybe person X on the team could help out with this? And again, ending both of those proposals with open-ended questions is going to be important to invite that conversation and allow your manager the space to surface their thought process behind prioritization decisions so that you both can align on your priorities. And so earlier I mentioned that this conversation should be a healthy negotiation. So I want to touch on that a little bit more now. Anytime that you enter into a negotiation, you first want to define your quote-unquote win scenario. And so this may be a little bit counterintuitive because the proposal that you put in front of your manager during this conversation is not necessarily your desired outcome or win scenario. Instead, what a win looks like here is walking away from this conversation with clarity on what those high priority value add items are, sufficient bandwidth to go execute on those priorities on time and with quality, and then the resources that you need to execute those high priority tasks as well. And so what negotiation looks like is surfacing those concerns that may have prompted you to have this conversation in the first place. So if you don't think that you have the time, if you don't have the technical skill, or if you don't have the budget, for example, to go execute on those high priority, high value add tasks, you want to surface those and allow your manager the opportunity to help you overcome those hurdles or to circumvent those hurdles by reprioritizing your task list. And so having this conversation is going to allow you and your manager to get on that same accord, because the most valuable thing that you can do as a team player on your manager's team is to deliver value and real business outcomes. The only way that you can do that is by ruthless prioritization. It's not about doing everything on time. It's about doing the vital few things exceptionally well. So why is this approach effective? Well, tactically, it ensures that you and your manager are on the same page in terms of what tasks are going to add the most value, and it's going to ensure that you have the resources necessary to execute on those value add tasks. But more importantly, when you lead in the conversation with your thought process behind your prioritization decisions, it naturally creates space and encourages your manager to share their thoughts on the value that you bring to the team and how they see the team fitting into the broader business context. So what do I mean by that? Well, if you were to go to your manager and just say, hey, these are my current priorities, how do you see this new task fitting into the list? Then your manager is naturally inclined to respond with something to the effect of, yeah, I actually need you to do this instead of that right now. And that's the end of the conversation. But if you instead approach the conversation by saying, hey, I was actually thinking about prioritizing these 3 tasks because I know that there's this initiative happening in the business over here that's projected to end in 2 weeks, and I'm pretty sure that these 3 tasks are dependencies for that initiative wrapping up on time. Then your manager is naturally inclined to provide you more reasoning, more context around why they need you to rethink your priorities. And so as a result, your manager may respond with something like, yeah, well, actually, we have this marketing campaign that we're going to be launching in Q1, and our team is going to be important in helping that progress because our team is going to focus on this. And so as a result, I need you to execute on these tasks instead. Well, now that answer provides you insight. It provides you insight into how your manager sees your work contributing to the team's vision or purpose, and it gives you insight into how your manager is thinking about your team's value proposition in the broader business context. Now, this is important because that insight is going to allow you to make better prioritization decisions in the future, which align more naturally with your manager's expectations. But when you can show proof of doing that time and time again, your manager also begins to see you not just as a worker on the team, but also as someone who understands their value proposition, as someone who understands the broader business context, and as someone who is a thought leader on the team. Now, naturally, over time, they're going to see you as also a key asset on the team, as someone who may be an advisor to other team members. And being viewed with that professional brand opens so many opportunities for you in the future, whether that's progressing into a people leader role, getting additional promotions, or your manager just becoming a better sponsor and advocate of you when it's time for you to make a career transition. Telling your manager no is all about making sure that you and your manager are aligned on what are the most value add tasks that you should be doing. It's actually an important practice to institute on a regular basis. You should continually surface your priorities and the way that you think about your prioritization decisions with your manager, because it ensures that the two of you are in sync on the vision for the team, on the vision for your work, and on your true priorities to ensure that you are always adding value and therefore operating as a top performer on the team. You can tell your manager no without having to fear for your job, but you have to remember that your win looks like making sure that you're doing that value add work and that you have the resources to execute exceptionally well. So if you got value out of this video, and I truly hope that you did, make sure that you hit the like button. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you can be apprised of new content as it does drop weekly. And make sure that you hit the comment section. Let me know what you found helpful in this video. Let me know if you have other tips on how to tell your manager no. And let me know what other topics you'd like me to cover in the future as well. I just want to make sure that I'm creating content that's adding value to you. Listen, a career is a long journey to sojourn without a guide. So if you don't believe that you can do better, I'm here to make sure that you know better. Upskill professionals, helping you forge a path upward.